All right, I think it's Monday. I think we got, what do we got? Work from home or Fifth Harmony or whatever it is. Wanted to share a thought. You know, sometimes you can just take a second and pull out a good book and show you something. This is from A Treasure of a Man. It's by a guy named Simmons. Richard Simmons. Not that Richard Simmons, a different one. Check this out. I thought this was a really good point. He talks about beginning with the end in mind. No, I am not talking about Stephen Covey. I just thought this was a really, really good statement. Check it out. And kind of make it easy here. It says, he says his message is simple, quite simple. See, it doesn't have to be hard. It says people must choose to either live in their circumstances or be guided by a vision for their life or lives. So question, this is going to be a real quick video, quick message. You know, sometimes wisdom doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out, 3-hour conversation. It could just be something simple. And, you know, Richard Simmons, he's kind of brought up a good point. He says we're either going to be driven by our circumstances or we're going to be driven by our vision. So let me ask you a question. What's your vision? You know, somewhere, hint, starts with the Bible, ends with the Bible. It says, for people perish without a vision. You know, it's like that tree. You know, it's beautiful. Of course, I love trees. I love all kinds of trees. I love smoking trees. I love planting trees. I love hanging trees. But the point is that tree is nourished by roots and water. And I think it's a really good metaphor for how we live our lives. And are we going to be driven by our circumstances, which is so easy, you know, like responding. You know, even Stephen Covey talks about everything is urgent. And then we're kind of in a response. And then Stephen Covey kind of talked about moving from response to proactiveness. That was kind of a 1980s thought. In fact, Stephen Covey, I think, is one of the, I don't know, he's probably one of the wisest people that's come around in the last 30 years. And he doesn't get the credit. But his work is seminal work, and it's simple. But he talks about moving from reaction to proactivity. And then today I found from this book, The Treasure of a Man, it talks about we're going to be driven by our vision or we're going to be driven by our circumstances. So let me ask you a question. What is your vision? That's it. Love to know. You know, sometimes just taking a little bit of time. What kind of music is that? I'm trying to close out with some good music. That sounds a little too somber. That's real somber. What is this? Okay. The question is this. What is your vision? And what are you doing today to achieve that vision? And for most people, they don't have a vision. They just have, you know, an idea or a wish. But, you know, in fact, I was talking to a friend recently, and she moved to California to be a writer. And I just said to her, and I probably said it too harshly, I said, you know, writers write. And, you know, she hadn't written anything. She talks about writing. She talks about her love of writing, how she wants to write, and her love of story, but she doesn't write. And sometimes we love the idea of something, but we don't actually love the thing. You know, you know, whatever you love to do, you're going to do. Writers write. Like, you know, look at the J.K. Rowling story. You know, go look at that story. Now, that's a writer. In fact, that's one of the best commencement speeches you'll ever hear or read on YouTube. In fact, Google J.K. Rowling's commencement speech, and that is worth its weight in gold. Goodness gracious, that one gets me. In fact, I probably need to go watch that myself. She talks about getting rid of all the unnecessaries, and there's such a metaphor and power in getting rid of all the bullshit and clutter. And she says, when my life was reduced to nothing else, there was one thing. She wanted to be a writer. That's what she became. So what's your vision? You know, one reason I'm doing this video is I have a vision for my own life is I love to connect with people. And you know, I can sit and think about the circumstances I'm in. And you're like, well, this is just a guy with a YouTube phone and a tree. I'm like, you know what? Trees are good, baby. And you're watching this video, and one of my visions is really just to share my life and to speak to things that are passionate, that I have passion about. Like yesterday was Father's Day, and I was real passionate about why I believe in the MRA movement. And you may not be an MRA. You may be a feminist. You may hate the MRA. You may laugh at that. But you know what? I heard somewhere where it says a single story is told with 1,000 voices, and maybe my voice is only voice number 417. But I promise you, eventually there's going to be equality in civil cases for men and women, and it may not be my voice, but I want to say, yeah, you know what? It took 1,000 voices, to tell the single story, but mine was 4:17. And there's other things I'm passionate about. I love wisdom. I love the wisdom of the Bible. I love the wisdom of the Enneagram. I love the wisdom of nature. And so I want to share that. So anyway, what's your vision? I'd love to hear. In fact, share this if you know someone that really is kind of on the fence between responding to circumstances or responding to a vision. Remember, the Bible says people perish people perish who don't have a vision, or for without a vision, people perish. However you want to say it, write it down. In fact, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to write, what is my vision? What are a couple things that I can do to get there? All right, you guys have a great day. Hope there's some good music to close out on. If not, I'm going to be mad. All right, you guys, Americano417@gmail.com. Email me. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear what your vision is. Americano417@gmail.com. 417@gmail.com. Let me say it one time. Americano417@gmail.com. You guys have a great day.